Is that also collecting negative deeds also, since the intention is clear?
I don't think so. A little bit because it creates uneasiness in the mind of other people. But I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing this for the institute. So I think it is less harmful. Less harmful. And there are many occasions, sometimes when you are not really angry, but you have to act as if you are angry. दिखावा भी करना पड़ता है कभी. Yeah.
My question is, mostly spiritual leaders are mostly men. Why it can't be a women? Why there isn't a women who is spiritual leaders right now? And how come only men are lucid? Why aren't there any women?
There are there's less women teachers because you are not studying. कर रहा है. So, so again, I'm a little bit joking, but a little bit truth there also. Because this is actually a big question. It's not only in the Tibetan Buddhist tradition or Ladakhi tradition. It's a problem in the whole world. The world was basically, for many centuries, the world was basically controlled by men. Masculinity. World was controlled by men. Why? Because they have more physical strength, nothing else. But by using this physical strength, they control the world. But this is not the right way. So gradually in the West, feminism, it's only after a little while ago that the women had got the freedom to vote. In some Western countries, women were treated as animals. Animals, bilkul. And some Buddhist countries comparatively much better. If you read the write-up by the Italian scholar Tucci, for example, according to him, he said the privilege and right of the women in Tibet is much better compared to many other countries. But that doesn't mean everything's right, right? So therefore, His Holiness is especially encouraging women to become leaders, teachers, and he introduced this Geshe program. Now, already during the last few years, I don't think like almost, I think almost like 30, 40 Geshe are there now. And it's coming up every year. Not only Geshe means the ordinary nuns, right? But in your lay people also, you should really become teachers. Teach, right? World is flat. World is flat. Have you read that book? There's a book called World is Flat. Means anybody who has knowledge can come on the stage and share his or her experience, right? In Tibet, there is a saying, Amikula, Yondayin Gandhi Til Thangame. That means if the mother's child has the quality, then there is that the Gandhi throne is not sealed for just one or two people. Anybody can come there. Right? So His Holiness very clearly said, if you are finding special hurdles from the society, from the administration, then you should voice that concern out. Otherwise, you should make your effort. It is not enough saying that we don't have this, we don't have that, right? Like in the Tibetan tradition, the system of recognizing reincarnation started with the karma pass. And around at the same time, recognizing women reincarnation started, something Durje Phagmo, first reincarnation. So there are women reincarnation there even today, right? Should produce more women reincarnations and give it later so that there will be less fighting probably. Because His Holiness always says, first teacher is mother in the home. The other teachers come much later. And the other teachers, they only teach. The mother teach by showing actual love, actual compassion. So mother role very, very important, very important.
Also said that the can be female.
Yeah, that brought a lot of problem. Some people did not like that.
Geshe.
Yeah.
So my question is that in some Buddhist texts there is belief or mention that Jonathan Siddhartha, known as Buddha, was already got enlightened before he was born in this world.
Yeah.
So there is also saying that he came in this world to show the path to humanity.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what I believe is that there is not proof or evidence that he got already enlightenment. So before born in this world. So why is it so? What's your point of view?
Now, this reminded me a question asked by a Japanese king to a Zen master who was said to be very learned. So he asked this Zen master, "Oh, how it is in the next life? What is the situation of the next life?" Then Zen master said, "How do I know? I'm still alive." So something like that, Some questions you can't answer straight away, right? There are many, many inconceivable things. J universal nature, the power of material substance is unthinkable. It is stated by Buddha and Buddhist teachers long time back. Now we can today see, yes, indeed, how aeroplanes are flying, how pictures are coming through the screen. So many things coming up. If you know how to explore them, power of material things is inconceivable. Power of mantra is unthinkable. Commitment, recite mantra, do miracles. You can heal people, so many things. But there are not people who are committed and who do these things. His Holiness told me a story of one monk from Lower Tantric College. He is always reciting this wrathful mantra of Yamantaka. Because of this wrathful mantra, his whole expression became different. His look also very frightful. So much so that when he gazes at the dog runs away with as if somebody had thrown a stone. Right? Power of meditative stabilization is unthinkable. If you really do the meditation, so many things, including the questions that you're asking, you'll get those answers also. Then the power of karma is unthinkable. So there are so many inconceivable things about which it's difficult to make one clear statement, and then you will know, okay. Right? So it's a good question, but you should yourself think more about it. But the possibilities, this question is related to the very possibility of getting enlightened or omniscient. Actually, maybe you are there. The other day I give you this explanation regarding the difference between training the body and training the mind. Right? When you train the body, because the basis on which you are giving the training is physical, so it cannot progress to a limitless state. Do you remember what I said? The long jump. I give you the example of world's number one long jump. That however much he undergo training, he will not be able to jump from one mountain to another mountain. Right? Similarly, boil the water. If you boil the water, it reaches boiling point, right? 100 degrees centigrade. Still boil. Will it become hotter? It will not become hotter. It will vanish into vapor. Because that is a material thing. But in the case of the mind, you can always improve, become better and better. You can study until you become old man with white hair. Still you can learn. So that means the possibilities are there. That's the only thing I can say. Yeah.
Geshe, I also have one question. One of my junior told in his hostel, everyone is doing more after giving food. What's the reason?
Correct?
In hostel,
Yeah.
One of my junior told in
Yeah.
his hostel.
Junior what?
One of my junior told in his hostel after
Junior what? Doctor. Toddler. Acha.
Sorry.
Okay.
In his hostel after eating food, why everyone is doing more?
Doing what? Nova.
Yes.
So you will understand this better when we read the last chapter on dedication, Mova. Right? So dedication is something like this. For example, if there is a plate full of food here in front of my table, if I don't say, oh, you can also come and enjoy, please eat it. So that is dedication. If I don't dedicate it to you, you will not have the courage to eat from here. Right? So similarly, the other day, I think I also explained, dedication is like putting your money in the bank. If you put your money in the bank, you will get some interest. If you don't put it in the bank but hide it under your mattress, you will not get any interest, right? So dedicate means that mentally, okay, it's not for me now, it is for the benefit of all sentient beings. That number one, of course, makes you feel very good. Number two, because of, and everything as I mentioned is a result of your thinking. So you dedicate it for the benefit of all sentient beings, it becomes a cause for the benefit of all sentient beings. If you don't dedicate it, finish. No interest. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. What? You're giving me a new name. He said, Tachi Kardi Gilik.
So my question is, I hear many times about black magic.
Yes.
Is black magic really exist? So yes,
Which type of people do this black magic?
Huh?
Who are the people who does the black magic?
Black magic, people who want to harm others, they do the black magic. If you want, I can demonstrate one. Black magic. Black magic में क्या करना है आपको? हाँ? मेटा के ना मेटा के पाँव उखड़ के ले आओ. इस तरह से बहुत सब्सटेंस आपको चाहिए. फिर ये ब्लैक मैजिक होता है. As I said, the power of material substance is unthinkable. So it's like chemistry, you know. If you put many things together, many strange fruits arise. It's possible.
The question is, what is the difference between pray and worship?
Pray and worship. I don't know, this is English term, you just go through the dictionary. Right? But as far as I know, worship probably has more connotation in the Christian practice, worshipping our creator God. In that case, we don't worship in Buddhism. Pray, I mean, to be honest, it depends how you explain it in an English context. But generally, when we say molam, the Tibetan word for prayer is molam, that means you express your aspiration. That you want to get something, you aspire something. So when you say this, you are really aspiring that may I become a Buddha, may I become compassionate, may I become tolerant. You are expressing your wish. That's prayer. Prayer is mental prayer. So verbally you are reciting that verse, but when you recite these lines or verses by mouth, you should actually think about the meaning by the mind and aspire for those qualities. Otherwise, it will become totarani. Molam is Chavayor. Molam, as I already explained. Molam also I already explained. After the molam, then we dedicate.
Geshe, thank you so much for your kind session. I actually have quite a few questions and a statement I wanted to ask, but depending on the time,
Mm.
I'll first ask the question, the elaboration of what Ms. said about the role of women in Buddhism.
Huh?
Role of women in Buddhism.
Wrong?
Women in
Yeah,
Buddhism.
yeah,
So when Lord Buddha accepted women as bhikshunis,
yeah.
he, other than the rules for the men, he also introduced 8 Guru Dhammas. So back when he introduced it, it was the time when women were not socially accepted to be like students. So in that way, it was kind of necessary for the Buddhism to flourish as well. But right now, when women have flourished so much, and his Buddha himself has said, when the time comes, and if my teachings, certain teachings or rules are not required, it is okay to discard them. So do you think right now it is the correct time to discard those 8 Guru Dhammas? Because it is like a similar question, but since 8 Guru Dhammas,
What are they?
that women and women, no matter how big a women bhikshuni gets, they still have to answer the younger male bhikshunis and stuff like that, and 8 Guru Dhammas. From what I've read from the Buddha's biography, I'm sorry if my knowledge is a bit partial, but yeah, I've heard that. So do you think right now it's the correct time to discard those teachings? And can we discard the words of Buddhas? Because since it's directly said by the Lord Buddha, so it is a bit controversial, 2 parts, like certain people are saying that words of the Buddha should be kept as it is to get the purity of the teachings. And there are other part that is saying, certain teachings has to be discarded according to the time. So can you please elaborate more on it? Thank you so much.
You can't accept everything the Buddha said as it is at its face value. Because within Buddha's teaching there are 2 levels, interpretative teaching and ultimate teaching. The interpretative teaching always has to be interpreted, right? So that's not his final teaching. And he said, give such teaching for certain group of people because of their state of, the level of their mind, state of their mind. Right? So that is not definitive. You don't have to accept it at its face value. So similarly, and you also need to be a little bit realistic. Sometimes the problem with us is when we talk about Buddha, he's a superhuman, superhero, we can't do anything with what he said, it should be taken as it is. I don't know how to deal with that maths. Maths is very difficult to go. But the important thing is you use your common sense. And the important thing that you need to understand is Buddhism flourished also in a particular cultural background. Buddhism, like today, like His Holiness is alive and teaching, but what kind of teaching is giving also has to do with what are the cultural norms, how much people can digest, how much people cannot digest. He has to take care of that also. So similarly, when Buddha was giving the teaching, the prevalent culture was such that the women's are taken a little bit lower, men is taken a little bit higher, and he also accordingly had to give certain teaching. But later on, he rectified it. Later on, for example, in the Kalachakra Tantra, there is a precept which says that if you despise and look down upon women, that's an infraction. But he never said anything like that with regard to men. So he's giving more attention to the women than to the men. So he's setting the mistakes right. So I think it is possible to change some of these things.
Thank you. So, and like one statement of the previous part that I wanted to clarify with. So, is wisdom of emptiness applicable to everything?
Huh?
Is wisdom of emptiness applicable to everything, including impermanent and permanent phenomena?
Yeah, of course.
So, for permanent phenomena, because it is not dependent on cause and condition, but it is rather dependent on designation, it is still a dependent phenomena. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so wisdom of emptiness is like applicable to everything that exists.
Everything. They're not only applicable to everything, but even with emptiness itself.
It's applicable.
So that's why we say emptiness of emptiness.
Oh yeah, indeed.
Right? 18 types of emptiness, 20 types of emptiness, 4 types of emptiness. are also explained.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Hmm.
So my question comes from a personal experience.
Hmm.
It is about sleep paralysis.
Huh?
Sleep paralysis.
Oh.
So they say it is a state when your mind wakes up before your body does, and you can see your surroundings. You can clearly see where you're sleeping, but your body feels paralyzed and you cannot move. So yeah, and you can even like see mysterious objects and you can experience it like it is real, but your mind knows that it is not real, but still you cannot move your body. So when I ask the elders, they say that evil spirits are pressing you down, and scientifically they say it's just when your mind is awake before your body is. So according to Buddhism, is sleep paralysis real or is it just a state of your mind and impurity?
Well, I've heard this word sleep paralysis for the first time in my life. But I got the meaning what you're saying. Yeah, as I said, sleep means what? Sleeping means withdrawing your senses from sensual objects. Withdraw. Eye doesn't see anything, ear doesn't hear anything. When you withdraw all this, when you withdraw the senses engaging with the sensual objects, then you fall asleep. When you fall asleep, then the mental consciousness gets an opportunity to wake up and do things that it wanted to do, or to let the imprints that is left there to get activated. So then you experience strange things. So it's not necessarily negative, not necessarily negative. For example, in the dream, you get a dream of fighting with somebody, shooting with somebody. It's similar, you see, right? And this, if you take another clue, this is similar like the experience of those people who had underwent near-death experiences, right? So very similar. So it's not necessarily bad or good, but it's just an experience. Yeah. A state of mind, but very much dependent upon your previous conditioning also. Yeah.
This is it, Nishila.
Mhm.
I have a question from our. We have some doubts regarding the three realms.
Mhm.
According to our discussion, we were discussing about the wheel of life and the three realms.
Mhm.
And we have desire, form, and formless realms.
Mhm.
Right? So, in our wheel of life, we have 6 realms. But we were confused if the form and formless realms are represented in the wheel of life or they are not shown in the wheel of life. Are they included in the wheel of life? Form and formless.
Never, Yida. Within beings in the head realm, there may be those who are without form. And among animals also probably there are animals which don't have a form. Then among the celestial beings, it can be anywhere, I think. Yeah. Formless means not having this subtle physical form. For example, I give you an example. I think I explained this to you earlier. Mosquito doesn't have a nervous system or big brain like us, right? But still it is very active in thinking, in sucking your blood, very active. You can go still more subtle. For example, maybe not this water, but sometimes you think you are drinking very clean, pure water, which by your naked eye you can't see any viruses or bacteria there, but if you use a microscope, you might see some small red tiny bacteria are moving around. So this kind of sentient beings almost like without form, and it can be even more subtle, right?
Thank you, usually. Please leave your question.
Yeah.
Sorry, Geshe.
Hmm.
If my question can disrespect anyone, but I have one big question.
Hmm.
Big, no, I don't have. Actually, I think like sometimes I used to believe that earlier I used to believe that there, after if you have a right mental perspective, you will gain a maximum happiness or enlightenment or anything. But what I was discussing with my friend, and he said, enlightenment is just an illusion. It can be an illusion just to make this world a little better place, because this world is very dirty. So it is like just a trick to make the people little bit better. So, Geshe, can you please tell me to just make my point more stronger?
Yeah.
I should believe in that.
No. You start slow. Don't jump too high quickly. Start small. Take baby steps. Enlightenment is something that is possible through gradual process. The possibilities of becoming better can be understood if you practice. Enlightenment is a big thing, right? So, with this teaching on enlightenment and the teaching on doing good things, what we are saying is you can right now do something good and you can become better and happier. उधर तक बैठने की जरूरत नहीं, अभी से शुरू करके देखो. Do two things. One, for one day you spend whole day fighting with other people. Spend another day being nice and helping, things like that. Then you should for yourself see which one is better. Right? So that's the process. It's not just illusion, it's something that you can become better and better. It is a state of mind that you can become better and better. Like one person, like His Holiness the Dalai Lama, looks like an ordinary person, but is able to give so much happiness and benefit in the mind of so many people. Right? Okay, thank you. Hmm.